You guys have a good weekend?
Yeah.
Too quick, huh? Goes by very quickly. Especially when the Eagles lost, it makes it that much harder to wake up on a Monday morning.
It actually makes it that much easier.
Yes, it does for some people who are not Eagles fans. Who are you a fan of, by the way?
Ravens.
Ooh, they lost to the Ravens though.
They lost to the Bengals, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what though? It's okay because AJ Green did very well in my fantasy football.
Yeah, I did
So,
AJ
good
They're
go.
really garbage. Absolute garbage.
Oh, I was even more
Your
happy
favorite
on
team's
the
garbage.
Steelers lost.
No, that lady's.
It's okay. They don't have their
Don't
starting
like
quarterback.
any
I mean, the skin is cool in Fortnite.
I'm a Ravens fan.
I'm mad that the Patriots lost.
I like the Ravens. They're not my favorite. Don't you know that the Ravens
Wait.
They're my third favorite team. The Ravens are my third favorite player. Wow.
Hopefully.
Eagles.
All right, so we have Rashawn,
Here.
Preston,
Here.
Matt,
Here.
Silas, Jason, Sienna,
Here.
Maeve,
Here.
Chloe,
Here.
Nick,
Here.
Chase,
Here.
Brady,
Here.
Macy,
She's not here.
thank you. Ron,
Here.
Ryland,
Here.
Amelia, she's at 11. Gavin,
Here.
Sarah,
Here.
Andrew Shoemaker,
Here.
Ryan,
Here.
Haley,
Here.
Joe,
Here.
Lindsay,
Here.
Avery,
Here.
Benson, she's at 11. So Macy's definitely not here today?
Yeah, she wasn't involved.
Okay, thank you. Remember guys, if you're ever absent, Schoology is a good place to check. I have the lesson for the day and any resources you could possibly ever need. It's in the calendar and also in the folder. All right, so give you a couple more minutes on that, just the Boss Massacre, finish that up. While you are finishing that up, let's talk about a beloved game. Anyone ever play the game Monopoly?
I play that with my grandparents whenever they come.
Yes. It's a fun game. Anybody know the purpose of Monopoly?
To win.
Sure, it's to win, like most games, right? It's to win.
To be rich.
But what is the purpose of it? What do you do in this game? What do you do in this game, Preston?
Compete to control everything.
Yes, you compete. I love the way you said that. That was good. You compete to control everything. That's the idea. When we think about today's lesson, I want you to think about the game Monopoly. The idea of trying to, as Preston said, gain everything. In our case for today, the gain everything is going to be our favorite drink, tea.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Anybody ever had tea before?
It's not pretty good.
Cheese amazing.
Yeah.
Depends on the kind.
I'm not a tea fan. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink tea. I just love water. I drink water all the time. That's my thing. Water is good. Is it water or water?
Water.
Water.
I say water when I'm talking fast. I say water when I'm, going slow and everything. Water. Okay. So Monopoly, right? The idea is to own everything on the board so that you can charge people. You can charge people if they land on your property. That's the idea. And some of you also said the idea is to get rich too. Yeah, sure. You're going to make money off of this Monopoly too. That's a big thing. Control the markets. Make sure you do everything like that. All right. So what I decided is I want to give you guys a pop quiz. All right? Yeah, I'm going to give you a pop quiz. I think it's about time for a pop quiz, just to see what we've learned over the past couple weeks. All right? But here's the thing. It's going to be traditional. It's going to be old school. It's going to be paper and pencil. All right? Paper and pencil. Now here's the thing, though. I want you to take your pencil, if you have one, and I want you to put it away. If you have a pencil, put it away. If you have a pen, put it away.
Are we using feathers?
What's that?
Are we using
Oh no, you're not using feathers.
Well,
Here's what you're using. My pencils.
oh no.
They're probably better than mine anyway.
Yeah.
Because I said so. That's why, Silas. Silas asked me why. I said, because I said so. Because I want you to use my pencil.
Probably better than mine.
You, at a time where you have money on you, will buy this pencil from me. Yes, you will. I asked you to put that pencil away.
He's taxing us.
You're not allowed to use that pencil.
I better just steal his pencil.
you're not stealing anything. Okay, 'cause that's against the law. That's theft, sister. All right?
You're stealing your money.
No, it's okay. It's a good one. Do you have one, Chase?
Yeah.
There you go, Chase. So, this pencil is going to cost $1.
I'm still broke from when you
No. You're good. You're using my pencil. Yeah.
Mr. D, I'm still broke for when you taxed me for being a blacksmith.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You were.
Oh, we can't.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Sorry.
Good.
Good.
Oh,
Now, if at any point in time you would like to lose this pencil, break this pencil, you will buy another one from me and from me directly. Also, I have a little added thing on here too. It's very small, but it's okay. I'm going to also tax the pencil.
Boy.
Yeah. So, yeah, you whoever said that, you are correct. It's an expensive pencil. It's an exclusive pencil. It's my pencil. It is going to be worth $1. Ooh. Now, this dollar is worth it, though, because here's the thing. I will not accept any work from you unless you use that pencil. Don't you break that, Silas. I'm telling you, don't you break that. That's my property. It's not yours.
It's a vending pencil.
Yes. Oh.
What if I bought my
Are you going to give me
pencil?
another? Okay, there you go.
What if I bought the
Yeah,
pencil?
okay. I'm going to put a 25-cent tax on this.
What? That's outrageous.
I can't even.
Why is that outrageous?
$1.25 for one pencil.
$1.20, but I told you, this pencil allows you to turn in work.
Yeah, but I don't care. I can use it.
Okay,
Robbie Craig.
as of right now, does anyone have any problems with my pencil?
I have a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of
I have a lot of problems.
Well, look at you have a problem with my pencil.
It doesn't even work.
It's not
Oh.
even glowing.
It's okay, I'll give you another one.
You have to pay
It's
$2.
nothing special.
Trade it in. And by the way, no, it does not come with a lease. A warranty, I'm sorry. It does not come with a warranty. You have to buy another one. Who has a problem they'd like to share with us? You don't have any problem. What do you want to share? Go ahead, what do you want to share?
It's very much overpriced.
It's overpriced. Oh. Okay, I can see that, but it gets you to turn in your homework and tests.
I could just
Right?
buy one from
What else?
school.
Shouldn't have to pay at all. I have my own.
What? You have your own pencils? But I don't want you to use your pencil. I want you to use mine.
I could just
My
buy-
pencil.
I could just buy
Well,
one
they
from
do
school.
that.
Why do you think I want you to use my pencil?
Because
Make
you're
money.
greedy.
So I want to make money off of it? Yeah, you're
So
darn
first-
right. I'm going to make money off this.
Selfish.
I would like to have total control of the pencil market. So guess what? You are not allowed to go anywhere else to get a pencil. If you decide, hey, I'm just going to go after school and I'm going to go buy a Dixon Ticonderoga pencil, no, you're not. Because I want you to buy my pencils.
But how do you know?
Because I'll know every day. I'll tell you the same thing. I'll collect these at the end of the period and I'll keep them here. And then what I'll do is I'll hand them out in the beginning of every class, just like that. I'll say the same thing. Put them underneath.
Would you have to pay for
They're
it?
my pencils, and they are yours only through buying and paying the tax. Silas?
I could buy pencils somewhere else though.
Yeah. Yeah, you could, but guess what? It's not my pencil. That's my pencil, and that's the only one I'm going to accept because I would like to make some money off of this. I would like to control the pencil market. Do you know what I'm doing right now? What am I creating?
Money.
Sure, I'm creating money. It's another M word too.
Power.
I'm also creating something else. What did we just talk about at the beginning of class? What do I want you to keep in mind?
Monopoly.
Monopoly! I have a monopoly over the pencils. You are not able to get a pencil anywhere else except for from me. Is that fair? Why isn't that fair? Explain to me. Elaborate. Why isn't that fair? Why isn't that fair, Ryan?
Because we could use like the exact same kind of pencil.
Good. Would you look at that pencil with resentment every day?
Yes.
Would you look at that pencil and say, I hate that pencil because that pencil is like it's a monstrosity. It's ripping me off. Would you look at it like that?
Sometimes.
You would, wouldn't you? Yeah, you would. Rashawn?
Well, you can get the same pencils for like really, really cheap, and this has no
yeah?
difference.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a difference because I didn't give the other pencil to you. I gave you this pencil. And you paid for it. So that's the difference.
Yeah, but
Joe?
why would-
What if you gave it to someone, then you got it off them? You still did
No, can't do it. Can't do it. Silas?
Didn't make these.
What's that?
Didn't make these.
course I didn't make the pencil, but I'm also going to make you use it. That's what I'm going to make you do. All right? Does anyone have anything? When you look at this pencil, what do you feel? What do you feel? Nick?
Anger.
You feel anger, don't you? Nick and Nick only. Break that pencil. Go.
Oh,
That's how angry he is right now. That's how angry he is.
now though.
That's how angry he is. He decided he was going to destroy property, but guess what, Nick? That's not your property. You just destroyed my property.
Too bad.
Are there going to be consequences for him destroying my property?
Nick, here's your pencil.
Oh, yes, you bet there are going to be.
Yes,
Punishment, punishment,
Yes, to buy a
punishment
pencil.
for that, because that is my pencil. You have destroyed my property. You are acting out. You are being very radical. That feels good though, didn't it?
Yeah.
Were you sending me a message when you broke that pencil? What were you
Yeah.
saying to me?
I don't like your pencil.
You don't like my pencils? Okay.
Ha,
Ron?
break the pencil.
Nope.
Isn't this kind of like a thing? Because like you need to make money some way, so
Oh,
you have to like maybe buy these pencils.
I do, don't I? I have to make, it's monopoly. Yeah, you know what? What I wanted to try to show you, ladies and gentlemen, with this is it kind of has something to do with the Boston Tea Party. If you think about this, the place that I just put you in is I forced you to buy a pencil, didn't I? And you had no other options to buy pencils, did you? You were angry about this because I did not let you have a say in this. I had a monopoly on these pencils. And what did some of you do, Nick?
Right here.
You broke it. And you decided you were going to break it to prove a point to me. All right? And what I want you to think is that's like the Boston Tea Party. It's like the Boston Tea Party. The idea behind the pencil, the anger, the resentment, the monopoly, the taxation, etc. If you look back here, I want to show you something real quick. Give you a little background story. So, what you have been learning so far is that the colonists are being taxed, correct? Have they been taxed?
Yeah.
Without what? What were they lacking in this process? Were they lacking in this process?
Let's say in the tax.
A say in the process, right? A say in the tax. Also, it's on everyday items, things like that they like. Tea especially. So take a look at this. We have a company that's going to have a monopoly. Do you remember from last year, what was the name of that company that was in partnership with Parliament that would sell tea to the colonists? I'll give you a hint. Tea is in the name. Tea is actually in the name of the company. Rashawn.
I think it's called the English Tea Company.
No, close. What do you think, Joe?
Terrence.
Terrence?
Yes.
No, no. All right, so if you don't remember this, yes. You are close. Very good. It's called the, well, it's the British East India Tea Company. And they would get a lot of their tea from China. They would do this though. They would take their tea and they would sell it to colonists in the Americas or wherever else in the world. They would make money off of this. They would make money off of that. But here's the thing though. When they sold their tea, because of the Tea Act, this money would be kicked back to, in a form of tax. Who's getting that money? Who's the mother colony that's going to get, the mother country? Who's the mother country that's going to get that tax money? Who have we been talking about so far, Silas? Who's that mother country that's going to get that tax money? England. So some of that money is going to be kicked back to England. And they're going to gain that tax money, right? So tax money, Tea Act. This is called a partnership right here. These two. These two are working together, right? I have the tea, I sell it, you get a kickback, Parliament. You get a kickback, King. But here's the thing though, colonists did not necessarily enjoy that. What did they start to do? They started to smuggle tea in. They started to buy tea from other countries. They started to maybe even start from France as well. Guess where that tax money was not going to go though? Guess what's not going to get kicked back to the Parliament or the King? What's not going to get kicked back to them? I want people to think, what's not gonna be kicked back? What's not gonna be kicked back, Gavin? Tax money, right? So, this right here is this smuggling. Is this helping? Is this helping the Parliament or King? Is it helping the British East India Tea Company? So what do you think Parliament and the British East India Tea Company are going to do in a partnership together? What are they going to enforce on the colonists? What do you think is something they're going to enforce? Remember, think back to my whole thing today. Haley? Very good. They're going to make them buy their tea, so they're going to kick out the competitor. You, no, you're not allowed to sell to the colonists. You, France, no, you're not allowed to sell to the colonists as well. What's that called when there's only one group that has control? What's that called? A monopoly. Very good. They're going to create a monopoly, just like I had over the pencils. They're going to create a monopoly. So the colonists going to really look at this and say, you know what? I like this tea idea. Why not? What do they want when it comes to tea? What do you think they want when it comes to tea? What do you guys want? Actually, let's do this too. Ready? Let's do this. Let's do a cell phone company. Give me a cell phone company that's really popular.
Verizon.
Apple.
What is it?
Verizon.
Apple.
Apple's a cell phone company?
Samsung.
Okay, that's not a cell phone company, but
Verizon.
let's do Verizon. Okay? Verizon. Verizon is a cell phone company, service company, right? They sell phones and they sell service. What if Verizon is the only company that sells the cell phone and the cell phone service? What are they able to do? What are they able to do? If Verizon is the only company for cell phones and cell phone services, what are they able to do? Ryan?
Charge as like much as they want for
They
them.
can charge as much as they want, right? They can make your monthly cost for your service, right? They can make it like $500 if they wanted to. Does that sound like a reasonable price for cell phone service? That's out of control, ridiculous, right? They have a monopoly if that's the case, because there's only one company. They have control over everything. But what if I introduce, what's the other company? Sprint or T-Mobile, right? Okay, let's do Sprint. My second period did not like Sprint. I don't know why. They're like, oh gosh, no, Sprint, no. I don't know why. AT&T, I have AT&T as well. Now, what is Sprint? If Sprint wants, we introduce Sprint competition. If Sprint wants you to buy their cell phone, what are they going to do? And their service, what are they going to do? Chase.
Lower the prices.
They're going to lower the price. They might go $4.50 or lower. Who knows? Right? What does that force Verizon to do then? What does that force Verizon to do, Ron?
They have to lower their prices so more people can buy.
Yeah. They're going to be competitive now. They're going to say, all right, well, I guess we have to lower our price. Do you see what competition does? It breeds lower prices. It helps out with the lower pricing of things. But if you only have one company, a monopoly, you get to do whatever you want with the pricing. So a lot of people resent that. Just like Nick resented the idea of me having, this is Nick's resentment right here. Right there, that's his resentment, because he did not want to pay that tax, nor did he want to pay for that pencil from my monopoly. Does that make sense? Does that make sense for today? So here's what I want you to think about for today. I want you to think about monopoly. I want you to think about the British East India Tea Company. They're going to be selling tea to the colonists. They have a monopoly. The king and parliament gave them a monopoly, sole ownership to sell this tea. There's a tax that's being kicked back to England because of this. And that's where we're going to pick up our story right now. What happens when 3 ships are in Boston that have 342 chests of tea between the 3 of them, and what the colonists are going to do to show their anger, their dissatisfaction with that particular tax and that monopoly. All right? If you all could go to Schoology right now. So go to Schoology. What happened? Oh, I forgot to give you guys a quiz.
Yes.
want to do it?
Sure.
Oh,
Yes.
fine. You all.
Yes.
All right, I'll let you go for today.
Oh, yeah, quick.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes.
May.
Okay, ready? Let's go to Schoology. And let's go into the Boston Tea Party. And let's go into the Boston Tea Party primary sources. This is an assignment, but it's not going to be a graded assignment. I do want you to upload it when we're finished with it today, just so I can take a look on your progress. But what we're going to do today is we're going to look at what an eyewitness account of the Boston Tea Party. So please open that up. When you open that up, this is what you should see. Do you see a document A? Okay, do you see a document B?
No.
No, good, I got rid of it, okay, I didn't want that there. All right, so you just see a document A, right? And did you see 5 questions? Yes? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, this is someone's eyewitness account. This is a person who actually participated in the Boston Tea Party. He's gonna tell you about what happened that particular day. Now remember, this is all about a monopoly and a tax on tea. This is the aftermath, or this is what happens because of that, cause and effect. So what I want you to do is, I want you to take a look at the 5 questions that are below. Before you start reading about the eyewitness account and learning about what happened that day, I want you to check out the questions. Get an idea of what should I be looking for? What is going to guide my reading? Then you can start to take a look at the reading itself and answer the questions. All right? It's going to be challenging. It's going to be a little hard. But make sure that you are trying and you persevere. Do you want to work with a partner?
Yeah.
Or partners? You okay with that? Okay, help each other out, but make sure everyone is participating, communicating properly, and we're not off task and off topic. Are we good with that? Can you all promise me that? All right, let's go. We'll do about, 15 minutes? 15? Think about the pencil monopoly. Think about the cell phone monopoly. Think about the British East India Tea Company.
Rashawn.
Yes.
My boy, Rashawn. Rashawn, will you work with me? My boy, Rashawn.
Guys, why is there like a whole cluster of people over there and like nothing over here? If you want to move, you guys should move over
Hey,
here.
guys.
So we can be around each other.
Come to the call this side.
Wasn't there a razor in the
Wait, what day is it?
He ate it.
Do you have black beer?
Oh, it's right there.
Black beer? Oh.
It's B-Day. It's the 17th. It's B-Day 17th. 9/7.
I saw it.
Wait, you had homework over the weekend? That sucks. Okay, so let's read this.
You guys wanna like take turns reading it out loud? Like Sounds goes, Ron goes.
I was living in Boston at the time with a family of Mr. Davis, a common laborer. On that eventful evening, when Mr. Davis came in from the town meeting, I asked him what was to be done with the tea. They are now throwing it overboard. Receiving permission, I went immediately to the spot. Everything was as late as day. By the lamps and torches. Up midnight, these teas lying on the board. I went on board where they were took hold of the night own hand. I was not one of those appointed to destroy the tea and who disguised themselves as Indians, but was a volunteer who disguised Indians largely meant a family and position in Boston. While I was a young man whose home and position were in Connecticut. The appointed and disguised party proving too small for the
Just take a look at the question first.
other young men similarly circumstanced with myself joined them in their labors. The chests were drawn up by a tackle one man, bringing them forward in the hold,
No, you put it in
another
reverse.
putting a rope
Yeah.
around them, and others hoisting them to the deck and carrying them to the vessel's side. The chests were then opened, the sea emptied over the side, and the chests thrown
Oh,
overboard.
I know what you mean.
Perfect regularity prevailed through the whole transaction. Although there were many people on the wharf,
I know what you mean.
entire silence prevailed. No clamor, no talking. Nothing was meddled with, but the seas out of it. After having emptied the hold, the deck was swept
Based on that document,
its properties. An officer on board requested coming from the cabin
the last one's actually
and see
your
that no damage was done except to
We're a white man.
Question number 5 is your perspective.
wharf. Landing
It's a
from
what do I
boats
think
and
question.
ships tackled
Give me your own
for
personal thoughts.
lifting heavy weights.
The other 4 are actually in the text.
Okay.
Does anyone need any help?
1. Who was Robert Sessions and how did he find out about the boss? Robert Sessions had a session with Robert.
Robert Sessions was the eyewitness, like, he's the one who just told us all that.
Yeah, but how did he find out?
But today's like part of the millions or something.
His dad didn't feel this.
Exactly. No, oh my
That was
freaking Robert Sessions, are you stupid?
Sure. So you pick, like, here's the story, right? You're picking up with colonists are
let's
very upset
say
with the tea act.
Miss
They're very upset with the monopoly. You have 3 British East India tea ships that are there in Boston, right?
him
And there is a group of people that are very rowdy and upset making their way to the harbor. And this is what's gonna happen.
when
The guy who saw it was not originally part of it,
he's
but then he decided to.
He's that
the
big,
guy
just
who
told us.
just told the whole story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but the question asks, who is Robert David?
Robert
It was a very poor, like,
Sessions
yeah, people like love better in their path.
is
Something in the face.
common
They did what, like, regular
laborer.
I did what, like, regular
That was
I
told
mean,
me.
everything's sneaky, yeah.
Labor.
Alright, boys? Need help? Sure? You know who, this Robert Sessions guy is? Okay. You know who he is, though?
We read about him last year.
Hmm?
We read about him last year.
Did you?
Really?
Okay.
How did he describe the events of the Boston Tea Party?
Can't you just hit the back?
He went
Yep.
through
Does anybody need any help? Anybody struggling? As long as you keep trying, guys and girls, perseverance. Try your best.
He went through how each step was.
Yeah, like, why didn't anybody stop them? You know, that's the idea, like, what was going on? Think about it, though, too. You gotta think about maybe, time of day, how they were operating in there as well.
Wait, repeat that again. It went through how each step
Was
was.
completed and exactly what people.
Well, so, okay, so everything
According
was
to
as
Sessions,
light
were
as day
Patriots met with
by the means of
Kind of.
lamps and torches.
According
So, is it daytime or nighttime, do you think?
their
It's nighttime, but
Nighttime.
make, the torches and the lamps were making it look like daytime. How bright it was, light as day.
there were no.
Bless you.
There was no resistance. With only an officer on board
How you doing, girls?
to see that nothing but
Do this too. Think about how he described the colonists were operating.
nothing was meddled with
How
but
did
the
this
keys on
event
board.
go down?
Why do you think the Patriots would destroy
Bless you.
Why would they request an officer to see that no damage? If they destroyed any material other than the tea the British would have more
My goodness, you're back.
monopoly
That's a key word right there.
over
Say that again.
if they destroyed any materials other than the tea, the British would have more monopoly
How
over that.
How do you describe them? What was their organization like?
Also, as
Yes.
a witness,
And Davis was the individual that was kind of going by that came from the town meeting.
British would
Mr. Davis is in the front first.
claim they destroyed
Okay, so
So just like more or less overall.
If they
like, that's what
destroyed
you're
any
looking for. Like, how do you
materials other
describe
than
what
the
happened?
tea, the British would have more
You don't have to
monopoly
go
over
into detail
them.
like this happened,
The
that,
officer was also
overall,
used as a witness, so the
How do you
British could
describe
not claim they destroyed the whole ship.
Okay, but did he say they were like, you're out there crazy, blah, blah, acting nuts? Or are you describing it somewhere else? somehow?
Pretty good? After analyzing this document, did anything
That's one thing to
surprise
say,
you?
yeah.
Has your vision of the Boston Tea Party
That's how you
changed?
describe
Why
it,
or why
yeah,
not?
selfie.
Someone else is gonna ask.
So I think like that
Well, you're
actually
gonna have to
goes
answer
the
it
last
independently.
question.
Yeah, sorry.
The last
Yeah,
question
okay,
is, is there
everybody
anything that's
answered.
different? Or I feel like a lot of people have a different version in their head of what the Boston Tea Party was, like just chaos and anarchy, this and that. That's not really how it went down. Good? Yes, that's another word. Silent, right? You said it. Silent, stealthy. Yeah. Yes, draw, same as the line. We're gonna go about 2 more minutes. We can talk about this and discuss together. Or maybe, yeah, about 3 more minutes. Yes. Resistance means, why did anybody try to stop them?
here we go. Go back to 1. Go back to 1. Just do it. Just do it. The 3 oh, just you begin. Laborer.
I said,
Robert Sessions is a common laborer living in Boston.
Okay.
Mr. Davis told him about
RG.
If we finish it, we submit it.
Pardon me?
If we finish it, so we.
Yeah, you can spin it. And then also,
Sharon it.
if you have an idea, start thinking about the perspectives now. Column's perspective of the Boston Tea Party, right? And then also the British perspective of the Boston Tea Party.
You can unsubmit.
kind of funny when the teachers are presenting, and you just said,
guys, let's go to
My butt
the
is.
colonial.
what's this, the Boston Massacre?
Wait, are we
sheet?
supposed to do this chart?
Should we ask him?
Rashawn, what's it called, the Boston Massacre event sheet? Thing you submitted to?
Yeah, no, don't submit it, just like, just press
Oh,
submit.
yeah.
Resistance is why didn't anyone stop
Submit
it?
assignment, yes.
Or, I'm sorry, did anyone try to stop it? That's resistance.
Are we supposed to fill out this chart?
Bro, what are you doing?
All right, about another minute.
Then no, bro. Actually, might, it says Boston Tea Party.
I finished my work.
No, I
Chase it up your leg. Chase it up your leg.
Color number 6.
Scratch
Oh, I
yourself.
Color
put
number 6.
myself on.
Color number 6.
Okay.
Color number 6.
where you cut yourself.
Need any help? Get over here.
Here.
Okay.
How many?
Grab my shovel and rake. Sideways for attention.
You landed on the saw or you just tripped?
Like, I'm just climbing over it. If you're sideways, drag attention. Vertical for results.
Did it bleed a lot?
No way.
Just kind of overall. You have vertical.
For results.
You have things like this. So, silence.
Yeah, I would.
Clarity.
I wouldn't remember myself splitting my
That's how it is. Okay. Okay, let's head back to our seats.
Like my chase.
Just dive. Just like, do a dive off like 1,000 foot.
Riley.
I don't.
Oh, I threw it away. I was cleaning up my property. Okay, so let's go back and think background-wise before we start and answer this. Once again, we have a T Act put into place on the colonists. It's really not that high, though. It's actually a little bit lower than the T Act that was placed in the Townsend Act. But the colonists notice that there is this monopoly happening. That the British East India Tea Company is the only company they're allowed to buy tea from. So therefore, there's really no price competition, and also, once again, there's no say in this process. So here we have 3 British East India tea ships that are in Boston, and we have these colonists who are really, really angry about this process. And that's where Robert Sessions picks up the day of the Boston Tea Party. So, first off, who is Robert Sessions? Who is this guy? Who got an idea of who this guy is? Robert Sessions. Was he a Native American? Gavin. Who was he?
He's a lumber merchant.
Okay. So he's a lumber merchant? Where was he from? Was he from Boston?
No.
Where was he from?
Connecticut.
He was from Connecticut, which is a colony, right? They're experiencing very similar, I guess, taxes, acts, everything along the line of that as well. Yep. How did he find out about this though? So he's not from Boston, right? So how does he find out about this tea party? How does he find out about it? Let's see. Chloe G.
We were stuck on that one mistake.
You got stuck on that one? Okay, were there any other people mentioned in this story? Silas?
Mr. Davis.
Okay, so there was Mr. Davis, who was coming from what? What was he coming from? What was he coming from, Ron?
He from a town meeting.
Very good, a town meeting. And what do you think they might have been talking about at this meeting? Think they were talking about biscuits and tea? Preston, what do you think? The tea tax? Sure, yeah, absolutely. Or maybe organizing going on here as well, okay. So, he has this idea of describing the Boston Tea Party. And I know a lot of you were kind of stuck on this, but how did he describe the events? What did he kind of focus on for this? What did he draw? Like when he was painting this picture with his words, Benson's not here. Silas, you already answered a couple questions. Joey, what were his descriptor words?
A bunch of patriots dressed as Indians.
Okay, very good. So he describes patriots dressed as Indians or Mohawk Indians. And then how does he describe the atmosphere once again? You see, like these colonists are really good at describing the atmosphere, what's going on. What was it like? That was probably a little bit different than what you thought it might have been like. Jason? Where's Jason? What do you think? It was silent. Very good. It was silent. And here's the other thing. It was silent and very, I think somebody over here had it. What was it, Rashawn?
Efficient.
Efficient, sure. And what was the other one? Organized. Very good. Silent and organized. They had a motive. They had a target. That T was the target. And they did it. They took care of that as well. They even swept up when they were done. Number 3, why didn't anyone resist them? Why weren't they met with any resistance? Hunter.
Because they were, everybody was standing by and watching, because they're out on boats too.
Okay, so there were a lot of people there. There were a lot of colonists. They were spectating. Any other ideas? Riley, you have anything? What do you think? Another thing to add? Why didn't anybody stop them?
Well, no one really stopped them because, like, they already had it all planned out and everything, as you already said, it was, like, organized.
Okay, because it was organized. And Haley?
Not many people knew about it.
Okay, this was a secret meeting, right? Good, all right. Anything else? Chase?
There was only like one officer on board.
Yeah, they were outnumbered. British were outnumbered. Good. All right. Number four. So he says that nothing else was meddled with but the tea that was on board. Why don't you think they destroyed anything else? They didn't burn the boat down. They didn't loot it or anything like that. Actually, I read an eyewitness account where there was one colonist who actually took some tea and put it in his pocket. And then they found out about it, the other colonists, and they dealt with him. They didn't want this to be taken away. They didn't want anyone to take the tea. They wanted it all destroyed. So what do you think? Sarah?
Because the tax was only on the tea.
Yeah, so they were targeting the tea because of the tax. And one other thing. Remember we talked about this, reminded us throughout the process. They were upset and angry over the tea and also, Brian? The monopoly. Just like Nick targeted my pencil and broke it as well.
Poor pencil.
He didn't break anything else. Rashawn, you have anything else to add?
I also said that if they destroyed any other materials in their target, the British would have monopoly over them, like in case they went to court or something.
Okay, so they have more evidence and more monopoly over that. Very good. All right. The last question is more you and what your perspective. I heard some things like, well, I didn't know they were quiet. I didn't know they were that organized. I thought it was more chaotic, more noisy than that as well. So good. All right. So here's what we'll do tomorrow. We're done for today. Tomorrow we're going to take a look and we're going to create a post. Tomorrow we have a shorter class period because you guys get out early tomorrow and you have off on Wednesday. Yes. All right. So my pencil tax was obviously not real, and we don't have a quiz. But can I have my pencils back without destroying them?
No.
Because you're not.
No, you may not.
I never received a pencil.
Yeah, submit.
Yeah, I submitted.
Submit, please. Messi. Okay, once I have your pencils, you can go. Have a great day. Thank you.
Rashawn.
Once I have your pencils, you can go.
Rashawn.
Have a great day. Thanks.
What?
Thank you. Thank you. Is that yours?
No, this is yours.
I don't want to take anyone's pencil.
I don't know if we know.
Thank you.
Oh, I
Go.
Ron, are you gonna be talking about
Yeah, they are. I looked at yours.
what?
Nope.
Yeah.
No? Yeah. I'll just not keep it. Go ahead, thank you. Speed day, right?
Yes. B-Day.
I have the worst class.
All right. See you, Brady. All right, Mondays are always tough. We will post tomorrow, and we will do a reflection on today's lesson. What worked, what did not work, and the insight I've gained just by thinking about it. All right, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.